this is my how to look less ugly during a lockdown situation. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a while since my last video, but the silver lining with this whole situation is now we have all the time in the world to do the things that we keep putting off. So I wanted to just sit down and glam myself up because honestly I was feeling really crappy, just looking so bummy and ugly and feeling like I had no reason to get dressed up. And I was like, I don't need a reason. I can do this and stay in my apartment. Like, I of course didn't get like actually dressed up, but like even just washing and blow drying my hair and putting makeup on makes me feel 10 times better and in such a better mood. And even just playing with the makeup itself is such an escape for me. So I'm really glad I sat down and filmed this, and if you want to hang out with me while I do my makeup and just talk about really random things, then just keep watching. Actually, when going through my makeup, I forgot that I had this. This is the Caudalie Beauty Elixir. Honestly, I don't really think it does anything for you, like anything worth the price point, but it smells really nice. It smells like spa water and it has like mint in it, so it's like really refreshing, and since I have it, I'm going to use it. I will say that it does definitely wake your skin up because of that mint. It's like very fresh, but it's just so bougie. So for primer, I'm going to use the Milk Makeup Hydrogrip primer. I love this primer. This actually won Best Primer of 2019, which, just saying, I mean, it's an amazing primer. And I also really love the packaging. It's kind of like a push pop, so you dispense it from the top, but it shoves all the product out so you don't waste anything. And I feel like anything you buy makeup wise that's like not drugstore pricing should have like these type of designs in mind, because otherwise you end up wasting so much product. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that and just put it on the usual areas. It leaves like a nice tacky base, which is perfect. I mean, hence the name Hydrogrip. It does definitely give you like grip, but then it's also not drying whatsoever. It's very, I don't feel like it's hydrating, but it's not necessarily drying either, if that makes sense. So for foundation, I'm going to use this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I love this foundation. It's my favorite drugstore foundation, and I haven't used it in a long time, so I'm going to use that one today. Now for concealer, I'm going to use two concealers. I'm going to go in first with this Jouer Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer in the shade Honey. And I'm just going to do that in like the usual areas. And then I'm just going to take a tiny bit of this Benefit Boing Cakeless Concealer in the shade number 5. This one's a lot brighter, so I use this to brighten, but just in like a small area. And then I use this one to conceal. I'm like almost running out of this concealer. This concealer is really nice. You almost don't have to set it. I think that if you were dry, you could probably get away with not setting it. And I'm just going to take a tiny bit and add some on my lids as well. And then I'm going to take my Elixir sponge to blend out my concealer. This tip is perfect for getting like right up under your eye. I feel like what's going on right now is just so crazy. Like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I don't even feel like it's real. You know, it just doesn't feel like this is like really going on, but it is. And I know that generations prior have definitely suffered things that are way worse. I mean, like I personally have immigrant parents, and just the stories and things that they've gone through are crazy to me. Like I always like think like, oh my gosh, well thank God times are different, or thank God that probably won't happen in my lifetime. And honestly I wasn't expecting like something like this to happen, and it's just definitely crazy. I mean, I think it's just like a time where you definitely have to stay positive and just kind of take it a day at a time, because it can get really stressful if you like think about it. And I find myself like overthinking and dwelling and just basking in the information, and it's definitely stressful. So I think what gets to me is the uncertainty of it all. I think that's the part that is hard to grasp. But I do kind of think once this passes and we don't have this time anymore, I think we'll look back and miss all this time that we had. So we definitely have to make the most of it. And so I just went in with the Benefit Concealer. As you can see, it's a lot brighter and it's a lot heavier. So I just take a little bit and put it just here. I'm not going to put it right up under my eyes. Okay. I told myself I didn't want to talk about that. Because I mean, I'm definitely not an expert. And like I was saying before, it can just kind of get overwhelming and redundant. And I feel like at this point, people are kind of wanting to not talk about specifically that. Part of me is like, what did we used to talk about before all this? It's like all we hear about, think about, talk about. And now I'm going to take a little bit of the Lancome Long Time No Shine powder to set where I concealed. As far as what I've been doing during this time, so I've definitely just been like talking to friends a lot. I also online shopped, and Nordstrom was having a good sale, so I couldn't help myself. And then I've actually been cooking a lot, which I typically enjoy. It's nothing new. It's just I haven't done it to this extent. And I don't know how long. Like I was just thinking the other day, I haven't eaten at home like a meal that I've cooked myself consecutively for this many days, and I don't know since how long. Like, and then for the rest of my face, I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty powder in the shade Banana Bread. I also haven't used this in a really long time. I don't know why. It's just one of those, like, it hasn't been on my table and I forgot that I had it as usual. So I'm like, let me use this. It's been a while. That's kind of like the good thing about like sitting down to film. It's like I pull out all these things where I'm like, oh, I forgot I had this. Let me use this, or I forgot how much I love this and I stopped using it because I got something new that took my attention. So I'm gonna just take a little bit of that and swirl it in the lid. I feel like I'm in the 1% that didn't really like the foundation. I thought it looked good in photos and videos that I saw, but in person, like when I got it and put it on my skin, it just was so heavy and it looked really bad on my skin in my opinion. So did not like that, but I do like your powder. I've been also trying to catch up on shows. I'm the worst TV watcher. I don't know what it is, but I just can't sit and watch TV for hours and hours. I mean, I can find ways to waste time. That's not the problem. It's just TV, I just get so distracted. I don't know what it is. So I love these like short little docuseries that Netflix has, because I can actually like focus and like get to the end and just be done with it. And it's like 6 to 10 episodes. So I recently watched the Gabriel Fernandez trial, which that was so sad. And I live for reality crime shows like 2020, Investigation Discovery, anything about like serial killers or people in jail. I just think like the criminal psychology is just so fascinating. And so I've seen like every kidnapping, drug trafficking, murder, serial murder, like everything you can think of. And honestly, this one, like, I think was the first one that I've ever watched and cried. It was just so sad. Like, it honestly blew my mind. Like, I just didn't understand how someone could do that to someone. But at the same time, like, as sad as it was, it's also really good to bring awareness to that situation, because, you know, without giving too much away, the system failed him. And it was a great way to bring light to that. So if you're into that, I definitely recommend that show. It was really good. Now to warm up my face and give it some dimension, again, another thing I haven't used in so long, I'm going to use this Park Avenue Princess palette. I also just finished, I was going to say Lion King, Tiger King. That show is just so bizarre. Like, I have no words. I don't even understand. And I'm personally from Florida, and I just feel like the way that they represent the South on TV, they just have us looking so crazy. I know like a lot of it is definitely a very accurate representation, but I mean, like I said, they have us looking very crazy. Anyways, it's definitely a really good entertaining time pass, and probably like nothing you've ever seen before. So now for blush, I'm going to use the Jouer blush palette. I love this blush and this formula. It's so pretty, and I'm going to just take this one. Alright, so I'm going to take the shade MFEO from her palette and just use that as a transition shade all over with a big fluffy brush, not really being too precise. I just kind of want some type of transition color. As far as other shows, I'm really looking forward to Insecure coming back. I love that show. I feel like no one that I really talk to watches it except my best friend. And I mean, there's nothing like super amazing about the show. It's just a regular show, but I really like it, and I really like the characters, and just the way that the episodes are written. And so they're finally coming out with a new season, and it's been so long since the last one, so I think this is like the perfect chance to actually rewatch from season 1 as like a pre-game to the new season. And now I'm taking the shade Pukey, which I think is my favorite shade in this whole palette. It's just such a pretty like camel khaki color, and it's a really nice transition shade, but it's also really good everyday, like just pop on and go type of shade. It like accentuates your eyes without bringing too much color, but also not too dark, like a really dark brown. Alright, so lastly I'm going to take that single shadow and put that on my lid and then like blend it up to the crease. I'm just going to take a small dense brush like this to like pack it on my lid before I blend it out. So I actually got a little bit of fallout under my eyes, so I'm going to lightly dust this away and hope for the best. Alright, we're good, thank God. Now I'm going to go back with the same brush and just make sure it's like blended. Alright, so lastly for the eyes, I'm going to use this multi-use crayon from Makeup Forever. You can use it for your lips or your eyes, but I just use it for my eyes. And it's in like this burgundy brownish shade. I'm just going to like warm it up on the back of my hand. And I'm also just going to take a Q-tip and dry out my waterline so that it sticks better. Okay, I don't know if you can really see that on camera, but I like kind of doing that when it's like a similar color to the tones that you're wearing eyeshadow wise, because it just kind of makes a more seamless look by canceling out any like flesh tones that are showing. So for example, like your waterline isn't stark white anymore, it just blends in with the overall look. Alright, now for mascara, I'm going to use my favorite Milk Makeup Kush mascara for my top lashes, and then the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash for my lower lashes, just because the brush is really tiny, so I feel like it's just a perfect combo. I'm going to do this off camera because it just takes me forever, and I just basically apply like 500 coats really close to the mirror. If you care to see how I did my mascara, I have a whole video dedicated to my mascara if you're interested. But yeah, I'm going to do this really quickly and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So like I said, I just put on a bunch of mascara. I personally prefer to build up my lashes and wear more mascara over wearing falsies. So that's just me personally. But if you want to wear falsies to the living room, you can do it. So I'm going to start with this KKW Beauty Lip Liner in the shade Nude 1.5. I actually really like these lip liners. They're really nice. And because I have to be extra, I'm going to take MAC in Cork and just lightly redefine like the top part here and the bottom part, just to make my lips look a little fuller without overlining my entire lips with one lip liner. I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to line my lips with any brown shade without thinking of Pearl, Gabriel's mom in the trial. Oh my gosh. I know this is like a very serious documentary, but her makeup was a crime. Okay, anyways, let me not look like her and keep this close to my natural lip shape. But I do like to make them look a little bigger because my lips are small. Or at least I think they're small. Like, I would wish that they were a little bigger, but it is what it is. Okay, so there's that. So as far as lips, I ended up just lining all over the KKW one, defining with MAC Cork, and then going in the center with the Huda Beauty Staycation. I initially went in with the Bare Minerals, but I didn't like it, so I just swapped it off. And then just lastly, sometimes even though the lipsticks are already matte, just to kind of like mute it down and soften it, I like to like dab in some translucent powder. So I'm just gonna add that here. I feel like it looks like I ate a powdered donut or like did drugs. Just make sure there's no like white dust on my face. Okay, and now lastly for highlight, I'm just gonna take a really soft highlight. This is the Jaclyn Hill Luminous Powder in the shade Carats. I really like it. I don't even know if it's going to show up on camera because it is really, really light, but we'll see. And then I always like to do the bridge of my nose as well as the tip of my nose. And then like right at the tail of my eyebrow. Alright you guys, that completes this video. Thanks for hanging out with me. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.